Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Aubrey Morel with Mural Designs, and today in this video I'm going to be showing you something a little different than you normally see from me. I was asked to paint a mural at our local fire station. All of the firefighters there are volunteer. My husband is one of them, and they were wanting to spruce up the station, so they were kind of looking for some ideas on how to do that, and they landed on putting a mural on one of the walls there. And what the images that you're seeing now are part one of the mural, and I did not get those filmed because I did not start filming until I had already started on part two, which you see there. And this is a 28-foot wall, so we had to get creative with ways to fill all the space. So I got some ideas from the firefighters and their families, and the portion that I'm painting now was inspired by a painting in New York at some bistro. I'll have an image of that somewhere later. But I also took a lot of photos from some of the equipment that they actually have here, and I incorporated that into the image so that it would be more accurate. And that's the image that I was referencing a minute ago. Um, this was probably one of the easier parts of the mural just because the details in it are so large. It didn't take me quite as long to get this piece done. And I actually ended up adding more details to this later on, just as the vision for the mural changed, which it did several times throughout the process. And that actually made it that much more enjoyable. And I won't have a voiceover for every part of this video, but I will chime back in for some key points. But if you don't want to watch the entire process, you can skip ahead to the 10-minute 7-second mark and see the final results. This here is part 3 of the mural, and this is an image that I had found on Pinterest that I really liked of a man walking into fire, into flames, and I took that and modified it to where it would be more accurate according to what our firefighters wear and the equipment that they have. For one, the air pack on his back, I believe it's called a SCBA. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I drew that on after I traced out the body to get the proportions correct. And these are the reference images that I had taken, and my husband was my model for that. And to get the images onto the wall in the correct proportions, I did use an old school projector. I drew out the images on some clear file paper and then traced them onto the wall with the projector, and that helped me to keep the proportions correct because I'm not that good of an artist to where I can just freehand all of that up there. There are many people that can do that. I am not one of them, and that's okay. I focus more on the painting aspect. And then here I am working on part 4 of the mural, which I think is my favorite part just because it's all of our hometown and there is so much detail in this portion of the painting. And it really took me the longest to do, but it's so worth it, and you'll see why I think that in the end. So that first part was of the grain silos that you see from the highway, and then obviously our water tower, which is all nice and rusty on the bottom, so I had to include that. And then we have our little Bobcat logo on there, and then underneath that is probably my most favorite piece of the entire mural, and that is going to be the fire truck. and I had so much fun painting this, but let me tell you, it was the most difficult part to paint just because on the truck the lines are so straight and I'm painting on a textured surface. So to get the lines to look straight, I had to really go in with a fine detail brush to paint in all of those sections. And I don't know how long this part took me, but it was a long time, but absolutely worth it. And it just has so much detail in it that it's amazing to look at. From start to finish, this mural took me 116 hours, and that was over 32 days. So I, from the beginning, said that it would take me about a month to complete, and I was about spot on with that. So yeah, 116 hours, and you can tell there's a lot of time and love in there. As I was finishing up the foreground of this mural, on January 20th, 2024, the Hydro Fire Department responded to a tragic helicopter accident that took the lives of 3 members of the AirEvac Life Team 122. This hit close to home for the fire department and community, as they worked closely with this AirEvac Life Team 122 regularly. I was asked to add the helicopter as a tribute to those crew members and their families, and it was an honor for me to include them in the mural. Once I was finished adding all of the pieces to the mural, I was able to go in and start working on the background. And I didn't have the background planned out 100%. I was struggling with how to transition from one piece of the mural to the next in a way that it would flow nicely and look good all together. I actually used an AI feature on Instagram that kind of showed me some different ideas that I could do, and that was extremely helpful in planning this out. I landed on doing a sunset theme behind the fire truck, and I'm so glad I did because it turned out amazing. And again, this is my favorite part of the mural. And then to tie those two in, I'm planned on doing flames on the rest of the wall, and the flames ended up being the most difficult part of the mural probably, and caused me the most anxiety because I had never painted flames before. So I just found some images that I thought I could do, and I started to work towards that, but you'll see that my idea did not really work out, so I had to go a different route. Originally, I was going to have flames on the right hand side of the mural as well, but once I got these on there, we decided against that just to kind of break it up a little bit. But as you can see, the flames that I started doing just did not look right. I believe my husband called them corn stalks, and he was kidding, but he was not wrong either. So I brought in some reinforcements. Thank you so much, Michael, for coming in and helping me, and just getting in there and getting your hands dirty and thinking outside the box when I can be very nearsighted. So it was so much help to have him there. And there's my paint palette mess from that day. And those are the paints that I use, which I would highly recommend for an indoor mural. They worked great for this. So this was the final day of the mural, and that was just me touching up all of the pieces that I was not in love with. So now it is done, and this is the final result, and I am so thrilled with it, and it looks so cool, and I cannot wait for everyone to see it. We kind of held on to it for a couple of days. There was a fire meeting, so I did not want to post anything online until the department had seen it. Now they have, so now I can share it. But also, they are going to be having a open house, and it is going to be on February 17th from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. and it's going to be coffee and donuts. And so you can come in, check out the mural, meet the firefighters, hang out. I believe there's also a CPR class going on that day across the street at the church. So there should be a lot of people there. So feel free to come and go as you want. Take a look at everything. I should be there, and so you can talk to me, ask me questions about the mural, or just, look and go. So whatever you guys want to do, but let me know what you think. And as always, I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos, to comment, to give feedback. And I know this is kind of a long video for a time lapse, but if you stuck around through the whole thing, I appreciate it very much. And I cannot wait to get back into my normal pottery routine. So you'll be seeing more from me hopefully very soon on that. Thanks so much, guys. See you later. Bye.